What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today we gotta talk about something crazy that a lot of people downplay and claim isn't that overpowered. I'm not gonna lie, I don't agree, but I do want to talk about it purely based on my experience and how this talent is kind of insane. Sometimes I'll take absolutely no damage from attacks and it's pretty funny to see. Anyway, just to start off with what I'm introducing, let's mention something new that you might not have noticed. Sitting at a campfire, it's now very easy to view your passive penetration stats or how much you bypass resistance with both your weapon and mantras respectively. The basic penetration cap is exactly 50% and the maximum of true damage is obviously 100%, but if you spend a lot of points and tailor your build specifically for this stat, you can reach pretty high levels just like me. So you'll probably notice your penetration stat isn't too crazy, like maybe it's less than 50 or maybe it's a bit higher, but it's nothing too insane unless you're building into it. Well, I'm sorry to say, but in many situations, you're losing a ton of that bonus that you specifically built for just due to a single talent. The talent I want to spotlight is Reinforced Armor with a maximum reduction of all incoming pen by 40%. This resistance reduces and scales when you Shrine of Order, so keep an eye out for that. Although the talent description is pretty simple, a giant misconception in the community was created just because it's kind of confusing. Due to the mention of this number, a lot of people straight up think that if you have 40% or less in any penetration stat, that Reinforced Armor just makes it useless and reduces it to 0. First off, this is not correct, and it would be ridiculous to see a single talent reduce your pen stat to nothing, but of course it's not doing that. Instead, if you had 40% penetration, it would reduce that incoming pen by 40%, making it 16 instead of it making it useless and 0%. So it's not as good as you think if you believe it straight up shuts down builds, but it is strong regardless. This talent's resistance always comes into play after other resistance and damage multipliers are being calculated, so if you have charm or any armor enchant, that adds on top to reduce even more damage. Stuff like Alloy Blood with its bleed resistance continue to stack with this talent for some ridiculous tankiness that's unpreventable. I believe this talent is one of the best in the entire game because it makes you tanky from all forms of pen, and that's kind of crazy. It's not separated into mantra pen or weapon pen, it's just everything in general. So the fact that you're able to resist so much penetration with this single talent while still dealing crazy damage makes a giant performance gap between builds with Reinforced Armor and those without it. Anyway, hopefully that clears up some misconceptions about this overpowered talent, like it isn't that powerful, but it's still one of the best talents in the entire game. As always, make sure to like and subscribe so we can hit 90k subs, and we're almost there. So, thanks again, it's Punchin' time.